Welcome into our second episode of The Wheeling Feeling, presented by Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration and Wheeling Island Hotel Casino Racetrack. If this is your first time checking out the show, welcome. I'm so excited to tell you about all the fun stuff happening in the Friendly City this summer. And if you've been here before, welcome back. And hopefully we have a lot we can teach you over this upcoming episode. We're still in the middle of June and about 2.5 months away from Mountaineer Brewfest, but tickets went on sale this past weekend and will be on sale coming up to the event. So I figured this episode would be a great time to talk about what some people can expect at the 2024 Mountaineer Brewfest happening on August 17th down at Heritage Port. So we're going to hear from Mountaineer Brewfest President Jeff Hayes in just about 30 seconds.
Wheeling Island has your share of $100,000 as part of our summer living giveaways. So join us Saturdays in June, where each week we'll draw 10 lucky winners every hour from 7 to 10 p.m. Play for your chance to win free play or gift cards up to $2,500 each. Pick the progressive and you'll win cash starting at $2,000 or more. Players receive one entry for every 50 base points earned. Plus, you'll earn double entries when you play on Mondays and Tuesdays. Only at Wheeling Island Hotel Casino Racetrack.
Well, we're still about 2 months away from the big party down at Heritage Port with Mountaineer Brewfest, but tickets have officially gone on sale and organizers are expecting one of the biggest ones they've had yet. I'm joined with President Jeff Hayes. Jeff, if somebody hasn't somehow heard about Mountaineer Brewfest, can you tell me a little bit about the event and just kind of the history of it?
Yeah, well, the Mountaineer Brewfest was started in 2014 from an idea I had about bringing a craft beer festival to Wheeling, West Virginia. And specific to that, I really wanted to bring those craft brewers within the state of West Virginia up here to the Heritage Port. And so we had our inaugural festival, and went really well. And we've been doing it, now this will be our 10th year doing it. But, if you've never been to the festival, it's about sampling these great craft beers from many different West Virginia craft brewers. And so we give you, when you come in, you're going to get these tickets to be able to sample that. You can buy more tickets. You can also visit our beer garden. Our beer garden down by the stage at the Heritage Port has 4 distributors down there. And so you're going to get another 50 or so craft beers that are domestic that, be outside of the state of West Virginia. But up at the top part of the festival, we'll have where all the West Virginia craft brewer tents will be. So we usually have 60 to 70 different styles, different beers up there from the West Virginia craft brewers. We have food trucks there, and we also do a pretty good job of putting on some entertainment there. We'd like to bring in some really, special acts for the event itself.
Well, I know I was there last year. The place was packed by the end of the night. Obviously, this kind of centers around, as you mentioned, like local and state craft brewers. How big is this in kind of helping expand some of these small local breweries' reaches within the state and maybe even a little outside the state?
Yeah, so, craft brewing within every state is a tourism attraction, all right? People, I myself, I have friends. We go to, if I go into South Carolina, I'm going to scope out the brewers around. People come to West Virginia, Charleston, Wheeling, they're going to scope out the breweries around here. So this helps they become closer. Those patrons, they're going to meet, the brewer, the people from the brewery. It might be the brewmaster, it might be the owner. They're going to be at their tents. You can have some conversations with them. You might say, where are you? I'd like to come to see you. And so they can make travel plans around this. So this expands, the craft brewers' accessibility, and, also exposes them, to, have a conversation and get to know these people and have them come and visit.
Well, I know, there is kind of a taste for everybody that goes there. I know there's folks who don't like super hoppy beers. There are people who prefer ciders. You guys kind of offer a variety of all kinds of beers for anybody who might have a taste from something that they don't even like the taste of beer to the ones that those triple IPAs that are full of hops.
Yeah, and it's really the discretion of the brewer, because brewers have schedules. They have production schedules that they're doing throughout the year. And so we are tied in mostly to those production schedules of what's going on at that time of the year. But however, they do produce some specific beers just for the festival. They'll bring up something special that, maybe isn't on their tap room menu yet, or maybe they did a special brew for a special occasion. They'll bring it up. And so we also get some of that as well. So, we're not telling what the brewers to bring up. It's really what's in their, inventory, if you will, and, at that time of year.
Well, Jeff, obviously this is a super fun day, and, we had great weather last year. The bands were awesome. Everybody had a really good time. But on top of it being fun for the people who are going, you guys are actually doing this for a really good cause. Can you tell me a little bit about the money that Brewfest has raised over the last decade to help some local nonprofits?
Yeah, our mission statement from the beginning is, certainly about the West Virginia craft brewers and making them, getting the product and people more, familiar with them, if you will. But also our mission is to give back to local charities. And so we've done that over these past 9 years. And to date, we've raised over $211,000 for local charities. And to tell you how, kind of give you an idea of how much we've grown. In our first year, we were able to give $6,000 to a local charity. Last year, we gave $45,000. And the way that the monies go to the charity is from proceeds from the festival. Okay, we have sponsors. We have a ton of fantastic sponsors, including our title sponsor, Wheeling Island Hotel Casino Racetrack. We have just some really special sponsors. So from sponsorship and from the patrons, coming in, and attending the festival, but also in our beer garden, we have a volunteer group called the Circus Saints and Sinners, and Saints and Sinners collect tips from the beers that they distribute down there. So the monies that we've been given over this year is a combination of things we've generated through the festival, plus the tips generated from the Circus Saints and Sinners team.
Well, this year, the nonprofit that will be receiving the money is Helping Heroes. Can you tell me a little bit about why you guys chose them and what Helping Heroes means to the community?
Yeah, well, we're certainly learning more about that. Every year, just to give you a little background, we open up our application period for the Brewfest charity from February 1st to March 31st. And we have an application online, and charities can, sign up for it, tell us, about themselves, and tell us how we can help them. And then I compile that information for my team, and my team votes on who they wanted to be the charity. And this year's charity selected was Helping Heroes. And last year, actually, Helping Heroes was one of the ones that they also had, submitted their application last year. They were in the running, but we had Family Services chosen last year. But anyway, this year, Helping Heroes, we understand what they're doing in regards to veteran services. They're building the new office building down there for helping with all kinds of things with veterans and the homelessness around veterans, and trying to get them housing. And so this is going to house their offices and also have facilities to that'll help the veterans in the community. So it really was dear to our hearts, and the team selected Helping Heroes this year, and we hope that we can generate some funds that will really kickstart more of their effort, along with the other things that they're doing.
Well, as you mentioned, this is the 10th year. This is, you guys have officially hit double digits.
Yeah.
What are some of are you doing anything special or anything new this year that people should be excited about?
We are, and we haven't announced all of that yet, because there's some things that we don't have a bow on them yet, but they're in the works. We're hoping that we get all of this I've been saying it for a couple months. We had some big ideas, and we thought that they were going to, fall off the wayside, but seems to have come back to life. So I don't want to announce one of the, exactly what they are. We're going to do a press release, and we'll do social media, post on what those additional activities are. But it's going to be a fun day all around, and we'll have some fun things for the patrons as well. It's just we want it to be a celebration, of that day,
Well, as we mentioned, this is on August 17th. So we are just about 2.5 months out from it. But tickets are officially on sale. What do folks need to do if they're interested in buying tickets, and how much do you encourage people to get them prior to the event?
We've always encouraged them to buy prior to the event. We have an early bird period right now that runs from June 1st to July 31st, and those ticketing is $10 off of the normal prices there. And then on August 1st, the regular pricing is going to kick in, and we encourage it because it helps us. Obviously there's a lot of expenses around the festival, and it helps us kind of establish foundationally monies that we have to work with. But we understand people, a lot of people like to wait to see what the weather's going to be, so we have usually we have a nice base coming into August, but then the big push happens in August. But we'd love for people to commit, and buy their tickets early and save a little money as well.
All right, Jeff, is there anything about Brewfest you really want folks to know as we are hitting the last 2 months here, or anything, that I didn't ask that you'd like to put out there?
Yeah, well, it's very, if you've not been there, it's really a social environment. I think, people say, hey, I'm not going on vacation to Brewfest. Brewfest weekend is established on people's calendars from year to year. We have people coming in from all over, up, New York, upper New York State, North Carolina, South Carolina. It's a really fun gathering, and we've been blessed by the support we received from so many patrons in the city, and our sponsors. So we thank them. We want to thank them all. We didn't know he'd be here 10 years later when it all started. But yeah, you're gonna sample some great West Virginia craft beers. You're gonna eat some great food. You're gonna have entertain. You're gonna see some really good entertainment. And I think you'll if you've not come to see us before, come to see us. And I almost guarantee, I can guarantee you a good time, because if I wasn't putting it on, I know I'd be going.
All right, Jeff. Well, thank you so much. Again, this is August 17th. We do have ways that you can buy tickets on our website, WTOV9.com. And you mentioned some of these the big news coming up over the coming months. People will be able to access that at WTOV9.com. Jeff, thank you so much.
Yep. Thank you. See us at MountaineerBrewfest.com and our social sites. And we look forward to seeing you and having a great time for our 10th year anniversary.
West Virginia's largest restoration company is now in the heart of the Mountain State. With a location in Charleston, joining our branches in Wheeling, Morgantown, and Pittsburgh, we'll be there to help when you need it most. Our expert team and state-of-the-art equipment is ready to serve the Kanawha Valley 24 hours a day. From water damage to fire restoration, when disaster strikes your home or business, tell your insurance provider you prefer the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Of course, that sounds like a super fun event happening on August 17th. But now let's take a look at some of the stuff that's happening in Wheeling this upcoming weekend. Now, on Saturday, Pride on the Plaza will take over Water Street in downtown Wheeling for the second straight year. This event is put on by the Friendlier City Project and will go from 3 p.m. until 9 p.m. There will be vendors, vow renewals and marriages, and musical acts and art exhibits, among a lot of other stuff that you can do at this event. This is open to anybody that wants to stop by. And again, that will be at Heritage Port from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Saturday. Now, if you're looking for something to do afterwards, the Wheeling Miners will be at home for the last time in the regular season on Saturday night with a kickoff at 7 o'clock. They're hosting the Maryland Eagles. Again, this is at West Banco Arena. Now, this is the first year for the organization, and they've gotten off to a pretty darn good start. They're actually 7-0 to start the season. The game starts at 7, and tickets are still available for purchase. And again, this is the last time you'll be able to see the team during the regular season before playoffs kick off in a few weeks. Now, if you're more into a sport like basketball, there's an event happening this weekend at the Highland Sports Complex that's going to be right up your alley. The 2-day event is called the Wheeling Parks and Rec Shootout in the Valley, and it tips off at 8 a.m. on both Saturday and Sunday. This is for high school boys and girls teams, and they have varsity and JV divisions that are being offered. So you can go at any point and go check out some pretty good basketball. And on Sunday, the Sunday Fun Day concert series kicks off at the amphitheater at Oglebay. The musical act will change from week to week, but if you want to head out this week, it's the Pyramid Incident. Things get started at 6. That's with concessions, kids' activities, and even an ice cream sundae bar. And then the music gets started at 7. So there's your look at some of the fun stuff happening around the Friendly City this upcoming weekend. Of course, we go live every Thursday at 7 o'clock on the WTOV 9 YouTube channel with the Wheeling Feeling presented by Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration and Wheeling Island Hotel, Casino, and Racetrack.